Hey, it's the Monday show, or the Monday panel. Unfortunately, Mal is busy, I'm assuming, with his packing. Mr. Morris is off playing in the woods in his mankini again. And,
Again.
yeah. And Wait Rose is currently on his way back to the UK. So
What
you're stuck
about
with...
Marley?
Marley should be here soon.
Good.
He's just finished on the Models for Heroes stream.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, you're stuck with us. How are you?
I'm alright today.
Good.
Hell of a lot better. And I actually had a decent night's sleep.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. We like a happy, healthy mothers.
Yes. How are you, Mikey?
I'm all right. Just trying to sort this light out. It's gone a bit weird today. I think it's because of the weather. Yeah, I'm all right. I was up till 4 o'clock this morning, and then up at 9 o'clock. But hey, that's just me. Yeah, we've got a little bit of chat already, which is good. Duke says, "Good day, all you beautiful people. Working on earlier shift tonight, so we'll have to watch later. Have a strong stream or a great stream at least." Well, given that I'm not over 50, then I'm probably going to have a strong stream for a while, mate.
Gross.
Matthew says, "Good day, good people." Hello, Matthew.
Good afternoon. I was about to say good morning there.
Paul says, "Good day, folks. Have to run. Wet weather has brought the drop bears down from the trees. Catch up later." Okay, buddy. Drop bears are creatures in D&D. They fall out of the tree and attack you.
Oh, okay.
They're like little furry things that drop out and attack you. Dieter says, "Greetings from bristling Brussels." I thought I said Bristol Brussels for some reason. Julian says, "Morning, afternoon, evening."
Hello, Julian.
Bob says, "Good morrow all." Hello, Bob. And he says, "Due to being unwell again over the weekend, it's possible I won't last this mission. So be warned of silence to come." It's all right, buddy. As long as you're all right, that's what matters.
Yeah. You get well soon.
Joe says, "Good morning, afternoon, evening to all. Hope all is well with you all. It's good to be back." Hey, Joe. Hope you had a good trip, buddy.
Yeah.
And he says, "Morning, Mikey and Tiff. You all look fabulous." Well, thank you.
I wouldn't say I look fabulous. I literally look like I've just crawled out of bed.
I didn't. I got up 3 hours ago and had a shower, and then I've been out.
Yeah, but I'm still covered. I got back from Mum's yesterday. I just climbed into bed and I'm still covered in wallpaper paste and everything, man.
Yeah. There you go. That's better.
I just couldn't be bothered. So it'll be a shower after the stream.
Yeah. Rich says, "Good afternoon. How is everyone?" Hello, Rich.
Hello.
Jim says, "I'm almost 61 and my stream is strong and steady every time." Good man.
I really don't need to know this. I don't think anyone does.
Hey, man's problems are problems too, you know. Men have prostates. They've got to deal with that.
Yeah, no.
We've got to live with your stuff for 40 odd years. You can live with our stuff for the last 30 or 40 years. Jim says, "Greetings to our dynamic duo on screen." Dynamic. One half asleep and one slightly looped. Jim says, "Hello to all the usual suspects in chat."
And we're caught up.
Is that window light a bit bright, or is it me?
That's fine. Your lighting's fine.
Oh, it just bugs me. So, what are you going to work on today?
I have absolutely no idea. More than likely just my book nook again.
Your book nook?
Your book nook.
You need to get working on some models.
I need to prime. It's just the weather hasn't been the greatest the last 2 days to prime anything. It's been peanut down here. And now it is windy as hell. And the cat is sat on the windowsill trying to chase leaves and
I've been trying to work on the big boy and catch up. with the other two, but it's just, I spent a good 4 or 5 hours on Saturday evening trying to make replacement parts for two
I
parts that I'd lost.
saw.
Right, I got them almost. They worked perfect and they
Mhm.
looked pretty similar, so it would have gone unnoticed unless you look for it. And then Sunday morning, I'm looking for the wheels, and I went, "Oh look, there's those two pieces that I needed." I was like, "Oh, fuck my life."
Yeah, I saw her on Facebook.
Hmm.
Oh,
David says, "Morning all, and our host Tiff and Mikey just over from M4H mess. Excellent. Glad to have you with us, buddy."
means John shall be joining us soon.
Yes. Joe says, "I'm 63 and fully recovered from prostate procedure and back to full stream. Good man. Well done." Are you going red, Modest?
No,
It's the first time I've ever seen you look embarrassed.
going the same colour as my hair.
Jim says, "Heat wave still going in our parts of the UK, in your parts of the UK, Tiff and Mikey?" No.
It's
Yesterday it was
what?
raining. Sure, it's only 23 degrees in here today.
Let's have a look.
And I've just been out and I was wearing a hoodie and it's perfectly comfortable. It wasn't too hot.
But it's telling me it's 19 degrees, but it is rather windy out.
Yeah.
So it's not 19 degrees at all.
Well, we had Welsh summer yesterday. It was warm-ish, but it's nice. Nice. It was cool enough, and it was
Yeah.
raining all day.
On and off, we had a thunderstorm the other night.
Hmm.
And I love thunderstorms.
Yeah, I do too. Meaning me, I'm going to work on my owlbear today because after 2 days of working on a bloody train, enough's enough.
You need a change.
Hello, Marley.
Hello.
Nice of you to join us.
Sorry about the hour. I was playing with other people.
Given that we've just been talking about prostates, that's not really something you need to be saying.
Okay. Didn't know that.
So, John, given that you've been tickling other people's prostates, how are you?
Oh, excellent. Excellent. There's nothing wrong with a good slap and tickle once in a while.
I've got a bone to pick with you as well, Marley.
I know.
Uh-oh.
You've heard.
I watched
obviously.
that live stream yesterday.
You watched it. Yeah.
I was told by a certain mutual friend of ours not to watch it, so of course I did.
God.
I was told to watch it whilst he also chuckled at the same time.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well,
John, what did you do?
I did a thing.
He told everyone about future build that we're doing.
John.
No. So what happened was somebody had built one. One of the beneficiaries of Models for Heroes built one. I'm just, oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I'll be doing one of those shortly. And then I went, oh shit. And then Malcolm said, like, oh, how soon are you going to do it? I'm just like, oh, I have to go back and talk about it again. And it was just, yeah.
Yeah, swine. But
swine.
Having said that, we were having it. If you'd actually dropped into Discord now and again, then you would have seen that we were having a chat about that on Saturday, and the guys have decided that they would quite like to know the builds we do beforehand, so that they can get the kit as well and join in with us.
Oh, well, that'd be quite lovely.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I think we've got about maybe 3 or 4 episodes left on the big boy, if you include weathering and stuff and doing the base.
It's all about the base.
Yeah. Because this one you sort of have to do the base, don't you? Because it's track.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. Paul Tanker says, "Well, got the little buggers out the yard. Hope all is well, folks." Hello, Paul. Very well.
Hi.
He had a serious case of drop bears.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Jim says, "John Marley, the wonder from Down Under. I call him our resident aviation encyclopedia.
Oh, well.
Bob says Welsh summer, 1:30 p.m. to 4:45 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon. Yeah. Julian says 18 degrees C here allegedly, so a degree colder than yesterday, but much sunnier and blooming windy. Yeah, same here, mate. In fact, it's starting to get cloudy again. David said 16 and cloudy here in Rhondda at the Mo. Yesterday it chucked it down. Yeah, it was lovely, wasn't it? I like it when it rains. Freshens the air up. Sandra says, hello all. Hello, Sandra. You're becoming quite the regular here now.
It's nice to see.
It's nice to have some females interested in modelling. We were talking about that yesterday, actually, weren't we, Modders?
We were indeed.
Or was it Saturday? Yeah.
It was one of the days.
Yeah. It's nice to have female viewers and females taking interest in the hobby.
Absolutely.
David says, hi again, John.
Hello. Yeah, so David watched the M4H stream just now. So,
I gathered.
yeah.
What the hell is going on with my mouse? There we go. It went all crazy for a minute. Sandra says, talk about prostates. Hubby keeps getting nagged into a test by his doctor. He keeps saying he'll never go no matter what. The problem is, if you go for the test and there's a problem, then they can detect it sooner and give you a better chance of surviving. If you don't go and keep putting it off, then they don't get a chance to find it in time. Go and get your prostate checks, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's
Saves
for your own
lives.
health. Yeah.
Don't be ashamed. Doctors do it all the time.
They do it all the time. That's, I don't think they enjoy it. Some don't, but I don't think they would admit if they did. But, my view is look at the alternatives. Get it over and done with.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure the doctors don't want to look at your hairy asshole.
Just go and do it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the doctors don't want to look at your hairy asshole.
Smear, but you get the idea. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, God. What's going on? Right. Jim says, remember, John, loose lips sink ships.
Yes.
That's not a conversation to have after talking about prostate exams. Julie says, afternoon, Mikey and Tiff. Evening, John. Naughty step Marley. Joe says, Sandra, as doctor about Eurolift, works wonders. Okay. Ian says, morning, afternoon, evening. Yeah, John, let's slip the future. And yes, I, for one, would like to know what's coming so I can choose to join in like a group build. All right, we'll do that, buddy. It's not a problem.
Yeah. What do you
reckon?
My enthusiasm for a subject matter got the better of me. So what can I say? I could say that I'm embarrassed, but I'm not really. I'm just more embarrassed that Mikey found out about it. Didn't get away with it.
You think I wouldn't find out about it? You're discussing my channel. You think I won't find out?
I don't know what he was thinking. It came out. It just slipped out. It's not like I, invaded another country or whatever. Get on with
it. June says the wonder from down under, although some of the wonder is what the fuck.
Yeah, it's like how can he manage to talk and breathe at the same time?
You're right, John. You're back, gone.
So I just blacked out for a moment there.
You're all right.
Yeah,
he was just messing about.
It's just a shit joke, Mikey. Not paying attention. Clearly, it's your own channel. You might want to pay attention to what your people say.
John, I actually give a shit about you. Oh. If I didn't give a shit, I'd find it funny.
My mistake.
Kevin says, "Good day, everyone. 16 degrees C and cloudy." Modders, can you click through? Because my mouse is going really jumpy. I think the battery's going on it.
Let me just scroll up. There we go.
Dave says, yes, I went after nagging. Lucky for me, it's only enlarged. Yeah, there you go. It's important to get checked, boys. June says, "What the hell is going on with my mouse?" Then you read out a comment about prostates, Mikey. Jim says, "Sandra, the hubby just needs to relax, drop his drawers, and get it done. I've done it, part of life." Yeah, relax and take a deep breath. David says, "And my doctor that day was a female, and the wife was with me as well." Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe says, "Mikey, hairy ass, speak for yourself." Well, I am prime Welsh beef, you know. I am a rather hairy gentleman. Sandra says, "He just said his rear end is exit only, and there's no way anyone's sticking their finger in. He'd rather die. Not words, his words, not mine. He can be very stubborn and things." Well, just tell him if he doesn't get it done, then you'll bitch slap him with, I don't know, something really silly.
I just don't think anyone
Because
would
you'd
rather
rather have
die.
a long life with a red face than, a short life because he was too, I don't know, too embarrassed to get it checked out.
Anyway.
June says it just slipped out, as the actress said to the bishop.
Cripes. I've been doing something uncharacteristic, Mikey.
Oh.
So I'll swap to the other camera.
You mean being quiet?
No, there's not about prostate. This. Look, I've been doing a thing. So I had built this a year ago or so. This is a.
What happened to your camera?
I put it up on an angle so I could see this because it's quite large. It's a mini art Triebflügel. In fact, that's the wrong way around.
That's what she said.
That's the wrong way around. That's the wrong way round.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
He's done a Marley.
There we go. So, there we go. I'm trying to get the angle right. How do I do this?
I know why he doesn't want the exam. He's worried he'll enjoy it.
No.
Oh, joking.
Not really. It's, let's face it, it's not the 70s and doctor exams,
Well, like I said, at the end of the day, if you don't get it checked and something goes wrong, you're screwed. If you do get it checked, you get 2 minutes of embarrassment, and you're healthy.
Sort of. Which way would it be? Upwards, that way. Okay, Triebflügel. So this is a ridiculous design that would never have worked because science. But apparently that sort of spins around, lifts it up, and it goes flying along. Goes after the tank, the bomber stream in World War II, and all that sort of stuff. So apart from, which way? Bloody thing. So I decided I couldn't decide whether to put the guns on it or not. So I've covered up that side there. There's a muzzle sticking out the bottom there for the 30mm gun, and I've got the other two uncovered on that side. Right. So anyway, so they'll go plonk on the ground. I'd also bought a mini art scaffold set. Bloody like that. One of them. So I've thrown that together to the appropriate height to go there so they can reach the guns and service them and get in the cockpit and all that sort of stuff like that. So this is all heading towards doing a diorama that I'm going to have a Bergpanzer that I'd built previously as the towing vehicle for it, and it's going to be a tarmac set up and all that sort of stuff. All these people walking around saying it's not going to work and stuff. So there we go. So I've been doing military stuff. Armor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, ordnance, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And the other thing, ordnance. It's very ordnance. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels. I've also been doing the Victor. So camera's angle's better now. I've got the two halves of the fuselage together. It's all the good gear inside. It doesn't have the instrument panel yet. That can fit later on, as it does in the instructions. It's painted silver in the bomb bay, aluminium, and the air brake I've found and fitted, so it's now in place. And so that's all together. So what I'm working on there is the other day we were putting on Friday. You might remember if anybody was paying attention. I was putting together the brass bits of the main wheel wells. So they're both done now. I'm just in the process of I'd fitted the exhausts and the intake. I don't know if you'll see them. They're all the way down there. The front face of the engines. Oh, they're a long way down in there, but they're in there. And getting top and bottom wings together, and then that will sit over those bits there, sit in those grooves there, and it all sort of comes together and looks like a bloody big Victor. Like that.
Okay, cool. Looks good.
Right, so I'm going to finish this scaffold before I go on to that, I think. Just put the wheels on.
Good plan.
Yeah.
So where were we with the chat? There you go. Sandra says, John reminds me of Dick Van Dyke. I hope he's not offended by that, but each time it pops into my head. Yeah, it's like a caricature, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'll take that as a compliment because he's a very talented person. I am not Dick Van Dyke, but I do love the guy.
He's a very good actor. Very good comedian. Jim says, The Wonder from Down Under could be the title of an autobiography about the life of an Australian gigolo. It could be the autobiography of a prostate examiner and all.
Well, The Wonder Down Under.
By the way, we never intended to discuss this topic, but hey, it's an important one. Bob says, just don't ask the medic if he doubles as a Muppet operator. Look, I can make you talk. Ooh!
Let's make you scream.
Now, when I say, when you get the signal, yelp.
Yeah.
Julian says, Dad had prostate cancer. Both his older brother and father had other prostate problems. So me and my brother should probably be checked. I'll mention it next week when I have a hospital appointment. Awesome. Good job, buddy. Men's health is important too.
I'm going to turn my phone on silent because this group chat's just going crazy.
Yes.
There we go.
Rich says, be back. No problems, buddy. June says, question, especially for the Australian and New Zealand modelers. A modeler the other day said he would use Revel contactor as extra thin, would dry out as it's too hot in the UK at the moment. Do you find that in Australia?
No. No. I did. There was a comment. So I've got the extra thin, but you can get a brighter green bottle. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's extra thin or something or other. Whatever it is.
The rapid one, isn't it?
The rapid, yeah. So I heard. Oh, in fact, it was Zinzan Models, a YouTube channel, and he was saying, he had left the cap off the bottle, and he came back the following morning, and it was all floating in the air. It wasn't in the bottle anymore, so it was useless. It would evaporate if we leave the lid off, but as for too hot, you'll find that I use both at the same time. If I want a bit of strength, then I'll go with the contactor, but extra thin, it depends how you apply it. So what a lot of people do, I think, is say, if I want to glue two things together, is get that with a brush, put it on one side, and then stick them together as you do this slower setting stuff. It's not designed to work like that. It's designed to, you hold the two pieces together and then you touch that to the gap and it'll capillary into there and dry that way. So I think if people can't get it to work for them, they're probably doing it the wrong way.
I would agree with that. You've also got to remember as well, it doesn't actually melt the parts together. It breaks down the molecular bonds. And then as the molecules for the two parts mix, it evaporates and they set like that in the position they're in. That's why you need to hold it in place for a while as well. Not just sort of glue it and then leave it. That's why it's such a strong joint as well, generally, if you do it right, because it literally becomes one piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Rich says, back now. Welcome back, buddy. Jim says, good for you, Julian. Yeah, good for you, buddy. Sandra says, question to all three. Have you ever felt the urge to get into an actual flying or driving models? Or does that not interest you? Ooh, good question. As in RC?
As in RC? Yeah.
I mean, I've flown real aircraft when I was a cadet. But yeah, sometimes I had an RC helicopter a couple of years ago, like a little cheap one, and I set it off in the garden. But because it was a cheap one, the signal to the controller just went haywire, and it just flew off around the corner on its own, and I never found it again. It just went off and did its own thing.
If it wasn't so expensive, I probably would buy an RC car to build.
Yeah.
Me, not so much.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of friends of mine are very much into radio control, huge models, and they've represented Australia internationally in competitions and stuff like that. Both, one's still current AAF, one's X, but you know, I had to go on one of the simulators flying something or other around, and you know, they were surprised how well I could do it, but it just doesn't interest me that much to take it up. I prefer just sitting on a bench, to be honest.
In other words, you're too lazy.
No, again, it's all to do with cost. Like, these things would cost tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, big risk. A couple of seconds of inattention or something goes wrong, and, you know,
Yeah.
you're down a lot of money. Like, no one will sort of, like, really...
If I ever got enough money to get a decent-sized house, I'd have a train set. Because I'd enjoy that. I like trains. Playing with trains and stuff.
Cool.
David says, Sandra, just try to get him to ask the doctor for a PSA blood test first, and we'll give him a better idea if anything is needed. Exactly.
There's other ways.
Yeah.
Because when I turned, I think,
you don't have to have pokey bum
speaking to my doctor about it, and she said she doesn't do it because she doesn't like it. But she said there's other ways we can do it now. We don't have to be so intrusive.
You don't have to have pokey bum fun with the doctor.
No. Some of them don't enjoy it.
Yeah, some of them enjoy it too much. Sandra says, David, we've talked about it many times over the years. He's not going to go, and I accept that now.
Okay.
Jim says, that's right, David. I've had that test, and it does serve a purpose. Yeah. The wonders of modern science.
Well, you know.
Phil says, hi all. Happy Modelling Monday. Hello, Phil.
Hello.
Hello, Phil.
Tim said he might join at some point today as well.
Hopefully. He's currently flying back from Sydney to Brisbane. So.
Yeah, that kit was awesome, John.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fun and probably wacky.
So I kept one like it for myself. I'll show you a little bit later.
Good call. Ian says, talking of Zinzan, a panelist on Airfix and Chill, there's no stream tonight as Moz is on holiday.
Oh.
There we go. There we go. Now you know. June says, I'll ask next week about getting a PSA test. They'll be able to do that in the appointment, or at least do the blood test. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always worth getting checked out. It's the apparently prostate cancer kills more men than breast cancer kills women.
Wow.
People don't realise how what's it called? Ubiquitous it is.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
How prolific. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, how common it is.
Common. That's a good word.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry,
no.
I skipped that one by accident.
Yeah. Jim says, RC models are fun to watch in action. It's an expensive hobby. Yeah. Actually, I think I'd like to have a train set, not just because it's easier to sort of control, but because I'd enjoy spending days like making scenery and things like that for it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. The older I get, the more interested I am in that sort of stuff, but I'm not going to start now.
Jim says, "Oh, just watch that.
Yeah, hang on. Me.
Watch it, read it." Sandra says, "Hubby once spent a year building a balsa wood Spitfire and ended up putting a real engine in it and flying it. I just wonder if the two modelling genres overlap or not. I suppose they do, really, because one's more of just a bigger version of the other, isn't it? Just using different materials.
Yeah.
You're still trying to replicate something in scale.
Yeah, just doing things because you can. It's like building Lego and just deciding to put lights in it. You can.
Yeah.
So some people will enjoy it, some people do not.
Yeah. My wife likes colouring in diamond art and things. All fun. That's what it's about. This don't forget, this isn't a scale modelling channel anyway. It's a creative channel.
Oh yes. No,
Make what
it's
you
not a
want.
competition. Like we're not saying we're better than say Warhammer, or rail, golf, fishing, or anything else. People do what they want.
Exactly.
No judgment, and it's
It's
all
called
good.
It's called Bearded Veteran Crates, not Bearded Veteran Modelling.
Yeah, it's also called Shut Up, John.
Yeah. Do you know, I showed my daughter that sticker last night, and she was laughing her head off.
Oh yes.
She said she needs one for her boyfriend. Joe says RC stuff looks cool, but very expensive, and have enough vices. Model kits, golf already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what hobbies do you have, Sandra? I don't think I've ever asked that. June says, "Thanks, Ian. Saves me rushing to watch it tonight."
Okay, I need to go off headset for a moment. Be back in a sec.
All right, sod off. Bye. Sandra says, "I'm far too clumsy to make models or use tiny pieces." See, I used to think that too, but my dexterity's got a lot better over the time. Over the 3 years I've been doing it. June says, "Years ago I applied for scholarship for the disabled to learn to fly. Didn't get through, and you can only apply twice. Now with one hand buggered, I can't even drive, much less control an airplane." Yeah. You probably could do an RC one though.
Where did that piece go to? There it is.
Do you know what? I'm gonna have to change the battery in this bloody controller. At least I think it's the battery.
You mean the mouse?
Aye, that'd be it. David says, "Trains are still expensive in all scales, i.e. 00N or 009. Tends to be around 120 to 150. Yeah. That's why I like the Dapple ones. Because I can make...
You can actually put little engines in the Dapple ones as well.
Yeah. You'd have to change the wheels, though, for metal ones.
Yeah. Still possible, though.
Oh, yeah. They're originally designed to be free rolling, right? There we go. Phil says, "Talking PSA test. I send my shit, a very small sample, to Guildford every few years for testing. Only worry is I failed my test when I was at the university."
Yeah. Did you know Australia? Like we have our public health system here. The government actually pays for us to send them shit in the mail. And that's, I think, something that all countries and democracies can start striving towards. That they enjoy it. Not only do they enjoy it, they go through it and they test it for you and they send back a letter to say thanks for that. Isn't that wonderful?
Wonderful.
Do they do that in the UK?
No.
Like you don't send samples in the mail? They send you the vials and give you the procedure.
Yeah. Doctors can request it. They do it through a private company, but you don't get paid to do it.
No,
And you certainly don't get a thank you letter.
Everyone here gets it. All males above, I think 35 maybe, get it, and every couple of years, and you send that through, and like that. So it's like, what's this in the fridge? Oh, not again. Yes, sorry about that.
The phantom turd burglar strikes again.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that on Exercise, John? The phantom turd burglar.
No, but we did have one of them at in Townsville one time. Somebody had pooed in a stairwell at the accommodation block. So they had a big search on for the phantom shitter.
In the army, they had the phantom turd burglar. And what they do is, if you're going for a crap in the woods, somebody would follow you, and when you weren't looking, when you had your kecks down, you were squatted down, they'd put the shovel underneath you to catch it, and then go away with it before you had. So then you'd be like panicking, thinking whether you'd gone in your trousers or something.
Oh wow! Oh, that is wonderful.
And it was called the phantom turd burglar.
Wow! And now he's a doctor who loves doing prostate exams.
Phil said, "Oh no, I've just read that. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got it. David says, and more in price. Yeah. Bob says, loads of unstarted RC kits here. Lots of glow engines, a couple of big petrol engines, plus helicopters. Wow.
Ooh.
Cool.
Let's all go down to Bob's.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Julie says, well, c'est la vie. French for shit happens. Not literal, but it has what? It is hat. It's what they meant. There we go.
It's what they meant.
I'll translate it from Julian into English.
And that's what he meant.
Sandra says, my hobbies are just charcoal drawing and playing video. Do you know what? I'd love to see you drawing because I like drawing.
And what video game are you playing now? What's got your mojo? I was going to say juices flowing, but you'd probably get the wrong. Sorry about that. Backtracking.
Yeah. If you're on Discord or anything, Sandra, you can always share your work in there with everyone. We have a channel where we all share what we're working on.
Yeah. Because
you know, John, because you never bloody turn up to play.
What's Discord?
Yeah, exactly.
I do have a look. So I'd finished Assassin's Creed. Which one? Origins.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the Egyptian one. I couldn't get the Greek one to work. It just won't load. So now I've gone to the Nintendo Switch and I'm playing through Mario Brothers Wonder, and that's floating my boat at the moment. So getting my juices flowing, it's all good.
As far as I'm concerned, if you can't kill something, it's not a game.
Oh, you kill lots of things that, they're fantastic.
I've always found stuff like Ghost Recon and stuff really good for getting out frustration.
Wow.
Yes.
I just come on here and have the piss taken out of me for 2 hours. Makes me laugh every time.
So Sandra, I'd love to see your drawings. If you're on Discord, feel free to join the Discord and show us on there, or if you're on Facebook, feel free to just send them to my Facebook page. I'd love to see them. Sandra says, I tried that diamond art last year. It was fun, but I stopped as I seemed to end up with more dots on the floor than the image. I was forever hoovering them up. David said, yes, once 50, you'll get your bowel testing kit. There we go. I wouldn't know that because I'm nowhere near 50 yet. Matthew says, over 50s get a bowel screening kit sent by NHS in Scotland anyway. Yeah, there we go. Phil says, yes, John, NHS do it by post for free when you're over a certain age.
That's good to hear. Well done, NHS.
Yeah. Jim says, great fun with dung. Ooh. So we've moved from the prostate outwards, basically.
Yeah.
Ian says, oh, excellent, Sandra. I love charcoal drawing. Not done it for yonks. I haven't done charcoal drawing since I was in school, but I do pencil drawings sometimes. I do poetry more for the minute. Poetry, drawing, scale modeling, guitar, and other stuff.
Prostate exams.
Painting. I painted a French World War I camouflage pattern. Did I ever show you that, John?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Love it.
Thank you. Julie says, to be honest, all controllers require both hands to work properly. RC video games, drones, etc. Although there is an adapter for video game controllers, £120 just for the adapter. Well, this is the thing though, if it helps you with the amount of health and you enjoy it, then it's worth it if you're doing it all the time. It's a big expense initially, but it's worth it. It's like scale modeling. Doing a model kit isn't cheap, but the amount of hours you get of, keeping your mind occupied and things like that, it's worth it. It's cheaper than therapy. That's a good quote. Scale modeling is cheaper than therapy. I like that.
I don't know. I think therapy might be cheaper than scale modeling.
Kevin says, in Nova Scotia, we receive a kit every 2 years. Oh.
Right. 2 years. Okay, very good.
Paul says, many moons ago, I scratch built a Nile River side paddle gunboat in 176 scale. Looked quite good. Nice. Don't know why my brain said side saddle, but yeah.
Yeah, I could. No, mine would have as well.
Yeah.
In fact, it probably did.
Yeah. Sandra says, playing Hogwarts Legacy right now. Do you know what? That's what I'm playing as well.
Cool.
Yep, I've completed it.
I haven't, because it's not on the PS4. I've only got the.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. That's what I've got it on.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
You just buy the thing.
You'll remember that my PS4, my son's PS4, had problems with cooling, so it's in the cupboard. I've got the Xbox 360 up because the S or X or whatever he's got is in his room, and I don't want to sit in his room because it smells like 25-year-old man funk. Yeah, so just I'll just play the Switch. It's funny. It's good.
It's on the Switch.
Say again?
I'm sure it's on the Switch.
Yeah, but the Switch is a lower powered thing. I don't know if it'll handle it, so I'm a bit reluctant to get it.
Well, if it's made for the Switch, the Switch will handle it.
All right, stop trying to convince me.
No.
Modders says no.
It's a brilliant game, honestly.
Modders says no. It sounds like a great game.
It says, David, YouTube doesn't like shit, and it's okay with the exclamation mark. Okay.
Yeah, I had to approve the comment.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't like the actual word, but if you put an exclamation mark instead of the I, it works fine.
Which is funny, YouTube dictating that when you see half of the shit that they put out there.
Yeah, but we won't go into that.
No.
And a good hello to all our friends in wherever you are, putting that turgid crap. I don't know where they're based.
No, but I know where you're going. I've been working with you long enough.
Oh, is that transparent?
Yes. There are windows that are less transparent. There are single glazed windows that are more opaque than you.
Right.
Exploring on Scene says, I just finished Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ah.
There you go.
I'm in the middle of that.
Yeah, I played maybe the first 5 missions.
Never played
go
it.
back to it. It was okay. I don't know. I just wanted to jump around more, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bit of parkour.
Tiff has put the Discord link in for anyone who wants to join.
Discord.
Shush now, Mr. More opaque than a window. Less opaque than a window. Jim says, note to BVC. Somehow, my B5N2 build thread resurrected itself on Discord. Blimey. Bloody technology never fails to confuse and confound me. Yeah.
Oh.
Ian says, RDR2 is epic. Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2 is epic. The end made me cry.
Okay. Which ending did you get?
So it's worth going back to, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, there are 2 or 3 endings, I think, depending on how you play the game.
Just like some of the Mario levels.
Sandra says, I don't use Twitter or Facebook, and I don't know what Discord is. I'm a Luddite, it seems. So Discord is basically like you have like the channel has its own server, and within that server you have different channels that you can post in and stuff like that. It's basically like a chat room type thing.
It's that icon there.
Yes.
Right. So if I click on that, as you can see, you've got all the different channels I'm on. One of them is Bearded Veteran Creates, and it's just basically like a chat sort of thing. Different links, different sort of group builds, blah blah blah. So it's just a way of typing to a
You can
local
chat
group.
to all the other members and to the people on the panel stuff away when we're not on live streams.
Yeah, it's a smaller group than say a Facebook or whatever, and it's
And
easy
it's
to control that way. Yeah,
You can
So
only
it's-
see what's in there and who's in there if you're actually a member.
so and it's free.
Yeah.
You can probably pay to go Nitro, which is to get you different banners, but you don't need that.
No, I wouldn't pay for
James Skiffins is in. He says, "That's a great time to join. Just as you've moved away from the prostate." Yes, we moved away from the prostate and onto the poo.
Yes. And welcome, James.
Yes, welcome, Skiffins. Jim says, "Wow, that battery coma." Huh? Well, that killed it. June says,
so confused.
June says, "We do get the bowel testing kit in Wales too, Mikey, so you have that to look forward to." Cool, eh? Well, at least you get something for free. It makes a change.
Something from the government, yeah.
Jim says, "Wow, oh, Battery Commander had quite a surprise on his desk."
Battery comma.
Skipping says, "Right, so John is playing with 21-year-old Manfunk. Oh dear." Well, apparently, before he came on here, he was playing with another man's prostate.
Well,
tickling another man's prostate. And unfortunately, there was only one other man on that stream.
Yeah, that's right.
I wonder if he knows.
He knew.
Sandra, I'm playing the Switch 2 version of Hogwarts Legacy. It was a nice upgrade from the normal version.
Okay. Switch 2 is good.
I don't play games enough to justify buying a Switch and things. I just have a PlayStation because my wife got it me when they first came out. June says, "John, you could get a respirator like I use for spray painting, so you can tell Bron the mask is to cope with the smell when I play with myself."
Yeah, that one.
There we go.
Yeah. No.
Do you imagine your son walking in the middle of, to go to bed and all he can see is you sat in the dark with a respirator on?
Oh, wow.
That'd be funny. And he says, "Although you may want to phrase it a bit better, John." Yeah. I can just imagine Tom walking in and all he sees is you sat there on the end of the bed whilst with your hands down by your waist, with your thumbs flicking round and things. That'd be funny.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Ian says he did the good person ending for our Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just realizing it's just as well I didn't put the top and bottom wings together before I put them on the fuselage because they wouldn't have fitted.
Bob says he must be old. He's still playing Tomb Raider on PlayStation 2 and Sega Saturn for exhumed. Now wrong with Tomb Raider on PlayStation 2.
Haven't they not long just remastered them all for PlayStation 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
My wish list. My wish
Tomb
list.
Raider was the first proper game I ever played. My nan taught me how to. Whenever I used to go around to my nan and granddad's, my nan would always sit there and play it on the PC with me.
Back in a sec.
Then she bought herself a PlayStation 2, I think it was. So we used to play it on that. And then she got Spyro, which was cool.
Oh, I loved Spyro.
I bought it a few months ago. It's so funny. Bob says, "You are his father." And Julia says, "Afternoon, James." And Julia says, "Be back in a bit, Kara here." There we go. Of course, we've got 16 people watching. Don't forget to lube and subscribe. We haven't said that so far today.
No. Normally I type it in, but I was late to the YouTube chat, so.
It's fine. I'll just dock your hobnobs.
How dare you?
Hobby Time says, "Hi guys." Hi, Hobby Time.
Hi.
That was like in hello, hello. Glop.
Yeah, I've never watched it, so.
No. Do you know what? Last night my daughter was it last night or the night before? Was pointing out how old I am because I didn't understand some of the words she used.
Yeah.
I was like, "You're only 17 years behind, right? You do realise that?" I was like, "Yeah, but
Go
that's
back.
ages."
Right, did you guys want to have a look at this Machine and Krieger kit I picked up yesterday or day before? Day
Yes.
before?
Yeah, let's go for it, man.
Oh, sorry, not the thing. So this is a 1/20th scale. It's a Hasegawa Machine and Krieger, which is literally war machine. 44 type ammo night, smart gun equipment type. So the whole premise for this, if you haven't heard of it, is pretty much like World War II never stopped. And it's a cross between armor, like German sort of armor, and Warhammer, if you like. So it's all fictional. It's a war that didn't happen, and it comes with different schemes. You can paint it however you like because it's not real and stuff. So they're the schemes. 1/20th scale. It's a good size. So using a scale model reference thing, yeah, comes with a figure, a couple of different sprues there, clear parts, blah blah blah, and about I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different sprues to make a thing.
Cool.
And yeah, as I say, it's got a bit of a big following in certain parts of the world, certainly in Japan. There's some people that are exceptionally good at this stuff, like John Bias in America, and there's I can't remember his name now, Lincoln Wright from Australia. Seems like a pretty good kit. There's that many pieces, so it's quite involved, really.
Yeah.
So I've got one of these. As I mentioned, I gave one to Tim as a prize for the Beard Veteran
Competition.
FX beginner starter set build.
Yeah, the experienced category.
Yeah, so I've kept this one, an MO Knight. I gave him another one. I think it's a white something else. It's another type, and then he bought himself a double boxing of this one, and he's given one of them to his brother Lachlan, who's now getting out of the army, and he is suffering from PTSD quite heavily with his what he was doing in Iraq was full on and stuff. So it's gone to a veteran. So myself, ex-Australian Air Force, Tim, ex-Australian Army, and Lachlan Navy, and Lachlan ex-Australian Army, all going to be doing the same thing, and they'll be very different from each other and stuff like that. So
nice.
We're all looking forward to those.
Excellent.
But neither of them had heard of Machine and Krieger. I mentioned what it was, and he's just like, "That's intriguing. Can you send me a photo?" Get it. Yeah.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you for doing that, John.
My pleasure.
Oh,
it was great to see those the competition entries. I think, yeah, that was fantastic. That the episode we did with you two and James and Malcolm, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah. Do people want me to cut clips out of that, as in download it and create videos with the clips, like just the bit where they're doing the evaluations, or the bit where they find out that John created a Land Rover for a change?
Let's get this together.
For goodness sake. What is going on with it?
zoom out a bit more.
I'm wondering if it's to do with that or. Ian Ellison says hiya to Hobby Time. Jim says hi, Hobby Time. Ian says, with all the talk about prostates, I was reluctant to go anywhere near the lube button.
Oh, it's only kinky the first time.
Yeah, it's only kinky if you push back. Bob says. Bob says, Timmy is here. Hey, Tim.
Timbo.
You-
Muted.
Hello. Sorry. Yes, I was just trying to get everything sorted. How are we doing?
Good.
All right, buddy. How are
Yeah,
you?
pretty good.
It looks like you've gone Greek Orthodox priest today.
Very well.
And now I've insulted the Greeks. We're going for a full house this year.
Pretty close.
Bob says, Cribbins just got last strand beast, the forward walking type, much more complicated than the ordinary side walker. Ooh. Don't give it to John, then he'll walk backwards.
Steady on.
Hobby Time says, hi, Jim. Phil says, Ian, laugh out loud. Aussie Ian's in. He says, good evening, all. Hello, Aussie Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Bob says, has Mikey got fluffy balls? I don't know how to answer that one. Hobby Time says, hi, Ian. David says, hello, Tim. And Ian says, hello, Tim.
So Aussie Ian was standing next to me when I bought
I
Timmy's
just got
machine in
home.
Creek the other day.
Yeah. All right, stop bragging that you bought him a kit.
All right.
So, Tim, how is our competition winner?
Can you hear us?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Tim, wake up.
Oh,
Whoop. What's up?
I said, how is our competition winner?
Oh, very good. Yeah, just got back in from the airport from Sydney. So, yeah, pretty much just left I've got my backpack next to me, actually. So, yeah, pretty much just got in, jumped straight on to say hi.
Hi.
G'day.
Yeah.
Hi.
John, are you getting in the sticker as well?
I will be, yeah.
I was thinking, for the winners, because there's Tim, Nia, and there's the winner of the members one, who I already know who it is. But I won't be announcing it until Wednesday during the members live stream, because Dale's asked me to do it. I was thinking they've got acrylic blocks on there with the picture in. I was thinking something like that would be quite cool because it'd be like a little trophy thing.
Acrylic blocks? So you've lost me.
On the merch store, they do
Ah.
an acrylic block with the picture in it, whatever the design is.
Ah, okay.
And I thought
That's
that'd
cool.
be cool because it'd be like a little trophy.
All right.
So I'm thinking of getting the members winner and Nia one of those. That's if they want one, anyway. They might just chuck it in the bin, but hey.
Well, they might.
Yeah. Tim probably would because he's a bastard.
There is that.
That's right.
So, were you able to get the machine and Krieger back with you, Timbo?
No, we have to leave it at
I'm
the
just
airport.
Looking at it now.
Actually, that's a point. You'd have been
Yeah,
an expert on
I thought
prostate
for
exams, Tim, being Navy.
Yeah, I thought for sure they'd pull it up because I had some some extra little baggy bits of metal that look like teeny tiny bullets.
Mm.
And I thought they might have taken umbrage with that, but no, they went through. So I'm sure someone just had a piece of fruit in their luggage or something.
That always used to amaze me because we used to have a TV program over here that watched where there's a reality TV program where they watch the customs people in Australia.
Ah, yes.
Yes. I used to love that show.
And some of the stuff that they used to pull people up for was bloody ridiculous. And then they'd give them a big lecture about how they're trying to protect the bloody biodiversity or whatever.
Yeah, quarantine is the thing.
Yeah. Not over here. You just bring whatever you want in. People, drugs. Apparently, it's easier to get firearms illegally than it is to get them legally in this country.
Does not surprise me
Mm.
in the slightest.
But before we delve into that and get ourselves demonetized,
Yeah.
Hello, Tim. Hi, Tim. Bob says, "In your mouse." Oh, right. Okay. No, it's a infrared mouse. Bob says, "Heck, oldie here. Most mice are optical now." Yeah, I remember those with a big rubber ball in them.
Yes.
We had them in school. It used to be great in IT class because you could just take them out and launch them at people, and they really hurt. The teacher was forever getting pissed off because at the end of every lesson, there's always half the mice had the ball missing out of them. June says, "Back evening, Tim." Aussie Ian says, "I didn't sell much, but I really enjoyed the day at the swap and sell."
Yeah.
Right, that's gonna have to be.
There's a lot of things I could have spent money on, but I was walking around telling people I was exercising restraint. None of them believed me.
Did they all go, "Oh, you're the guy off YouTube"?
No, they're just going, "Oh, that flog's here. God, somebody call security."
Oh no, is that Australian tosser?
Well, no, they wouldn't say that because they're all Australian. They'd just say, "Oh, it's that tosser,"
Well, yeah.
which they did. That's certainly what Ian said. Oh, for God's sake.
Julie says, "The acrylic block mentioned remind me of the meme, 'Get your child mental blocks for Christmas.'" I have plenty of mental blocks, usually when I'm trying to read comments.
Yeah.
Ian says, "Oh, a member show on Wednesday. Would you have to download StreamYard to join?" No. If you want to join, mate, I'll put the link in or modders will put the link in the chat, and you click on that, and it takes you to the web StreamYard on the internet, and you just do it through the website.
Yep.
You don't have to sign up to anything. You just have to give it permission to use your camera and microphone. Be nice to have you with us. Julie says, "Bob, another strand beast. Were the others feeling lonely?" Bob says, "Number of hoops I had to jump through to get my revolver license. Ridiculous." Yeah. It's mad. And yet they blame the ones that do it legally for any problems anytime there's a problem with guns in this country. Bob says, "No, Julian, this is a special forward walker for me." Nice. Oh my God, we've only got 12 lubes. That's not like us.
There's 16 watching.
Yeah. Oh, over the weekend, Mr. Julian did something very cool. He made frequently asked questions page on the Discord. So any facts about Discord, how to use Discord.
Very good.
So if there's anything you're unsure of, it's on a channel. You can't comment on it. You can only react to the post, but it's all in there. And if anything you want to know, just ask us and we'll put it in there. Obviously, we'll let you know as well. Because we love you. Who's eating crisps? Oh, it's Tim playing with his
Oh,
bag.
sorry, that's
rattling through a pack.
probably.
It's just Tim
Right.
playing with his bags.
Sorry.
Oh, God. We had John playing with himself with a respirator on after tickling another man's prostate. Now we've got Tim playing with his own bag.
So is that the ammo knight or the other one, the white knight prototype or whatever it is?
Yes, this is the
Yes, that's the answer.
White Knight prototype.
Let's see, Tim. Because there's a few people interested in this over the weekend. And seeing what it looks like.
Yeah.
Have you got that card that comes with it? I think at the bottom of the box.
I do. I do. All right. Open this. Sorry, loud noises.
It's all right.
There we go. Open that like a child. All right, so we've got some
You just
transfers.
open that like a child.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's it there.
That's going to be so cool.
So, bunch of different schemes and stuff, and from what I understand, this one is the one of like the space fighter ones. So
Yeah.
probably pop him on kind of like a lunar kind of base sort of thing, but it's 1 to 20 scale. So yeah, should be really interesting. But I'm intending on trying some new sort of techniques, which I'm sure plenty of people that have done armor before have done, but I haven't, which is using things like Mr. Surfacer to kind of give that cast and all that. So yeah, really kind of texture it up and do it all kind of cool looking. But
nice. I wouldn't mind doing something like
yeah,
that.
they're pretty cool. They're like mech suits. But yeah, well keen.
Nice. Sounds like fun, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just going through and making sure I've got everything before.
Are you starting it straight away, Timbo?
So
do what you want.
I've come in
It's okay.
late. The thing that I'm working on is my Corsair still, but yeah. But because I just got home, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna have a fiddle with, clip a few little parts together or some such. But you know, yeah.
I think we need to do something like that for one of the builds, John. Something different.
Okay. Sure.
I think that'd be cool. I'm not saying that exact thing, but something like that. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Come up
I'm
with different
not that
car
familiar
parts.
with them either. I've never done one. As Tim knows, I've done one figure of a Warhammer thing ever in my life, and I gave it to him. And
Enough to get him inspired.
yeah, which is sort of weird. I didn't think it would have that effect. So I do apologise to his wonderful
Kitty
wife and poor parents, long-suffering parents.
Julian says, thanks, Mikey. The channel is simply called #DiscordFact. So anyone on Mikey's Discord server who wants to know how to do the stuff on there, have a look. There we go. Joe says, thanks for Discord Fact, Julian. And Julian says, no problems, Joe. There we go. Happy people.
Happy people.
Yeah. Mr. Morris is off gallivanting in the woods in his mankini again today.
As is tradition.
Oh, yes. Mr. Evans should be back with us on Friday, which would be good.
Excellent. 2 million photos of him enjoying himself with alcohol.
He is. I did suggest that that litre beer glass would be handy for when we're doing the live streams.
Oh, well.
But he said the second half might be a little bit too much fun for the viewers if we did that. Ooh, Messerschmitt ME262. Ooh, coffee. Yay.
Okay, why did you say Messerschmitt ME262 just now?
Because Airfix have brought a kit out of it.
Huh.
I'll see if I can find it. See if I can find it again. There it is. Turn the brightness up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Airfix ME262. Apparently, Gary Evans follows the Airfix brand. There you go. Oh. Oh. No!
Oh, Schadenfreude. Oh, look at that box art. Isn't that lovely?
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, £18 as well. It's not bad.
No.
So what size is that? If it's 1/72nd, it's not going to be that big, is it?
It's relatively about the same size as Spitfire.
Skill level 2. New schemes. No, I don't want any more aircraft. Stop it. Oh, Bob's just sent me a picture of the forward beast box. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
That is nice.
Oh, wow.
All right. I'll be, whichever one you guys decide, I'll source my own and we'll do that together.
Okay, buddy.
Just make sure Bob doesn't buy them all first.
Yeah. Well, Bob was going to send a couple other people. Well, instructions for other people as well. Because he's kind of like that, is Bob.
Yes.
Bobbing along.
I've said this before, I'm really enjoying this Victor build. I mean, I do love the plane, but this kit, I've said before, I have built the Matchbox one. It's a bit problematic. So the wings for that one just go onto the fuselage sides, but there's nothing really to engage them. You can't get the angle wrong or whatever, but there's no strength to it.
Mhm.
This one is all sort of, spars across the top and everything else. It's all quite solid. So it's very nice, well engineered.
Yeah. It's so cute, these little owl bears.
I mean, the Matchbox one looked good, but it had nowhere near the detail of this.
Mhm.
It was of its time.
I'm looking forward to doing my Mark 1 Spitfire.
As well, you should. So that's another thing I bought at the swap and sell.
Is it the new kit?
I didn't have enough Mark 1 Spitfire, so I bought another. The Tamiya one. This is I got it. It's
So-
quite a good price.
So what I'm hearing you saying is you want to do a Mark 1 Spitfire build.
I didn't say that, but I would not be opposed to it should it come up. But I think I don't know. Answer in the comments. Are people sick of Spitfires and wanted to see anything else?
Or maybe they want to see Messerschmitts or Hurricanes.
Ooh.
Okay, I've got both.
I'm down for either of those too.
Who doesn't love a good Messerschmitt?
A Messerschmitt. People who can't pronounce it.
Tim and I spent quite a bit of time around this modelling desk the other day, going through the stash and all that sort of stuff like that. And we were discussing how good yellow nose ME109s are and all that sort of stuff. There's some just really good schemes out there.
Yeah. What else have I got? We've still got the Churchill and World War One tanks to do. World War One lorries. That'd be an interesting one to do as well, because you haven't done lorry yet, have you?
No, I've got the LGSC B-type, but
Yeah.
no, I'll get whatever. Again, all these at the
Which
swap and sell.
B-type kit is it that you've got?
The coal one?
I'm not familiar.
I'll show you.
Whilst you do that, Julie says Mankini's Mice and Prostates, the adult version of songs, Lions, Tigers and Bears. All I can say is, oh my.
Oh my.
And Bob says, best get more forward beasts then. No, don't buy any more.
No.
Oh, that. Yeah, mini art one.
Yeah, mini art. So
I
that
do
one,
want to get that at some point.
it's red. Henry Evans and Sons, Ratcliffe Cross EI.
Do you know what you could do?
Well, that one.
You could change the decals for Gary Evans.
Or Timothy Evans.
Yeah.
I know somebody who can make masks. Timmer! Timmer! Just long letters.
Yeah, and have a picture of Timmy off South Park on it.
Yeah. But no, that's so this is, I was showing Timbo another mini art kit the other day. This is
Now,
much the same with a different back.
I've not done a mini art kit yet, but we may or may not be doing one soon. Isn't that right, John?
Well, you can neither confirm nor deny, but I bloody well will regardless because, it's happened before and I can't guarantee that I'll keep my big mouth shut.
Here. Julian says, yes, please to the messy shit. Oh, hang on. It's only a messy shit if I build it. Jim says, a partial towards a Hurricane group build. Of course, BF109 build is just as good because you seemingly endless color schemes of the 109. Yeah. Well, I've got the Hurricane, Airfix Hurricane, the Airfix Messerschmitt, and the Airfix Spitfire. To do all in 148.
They're all in 48. Okay.
Yeah. It's something we can think about anyway.
Yeah.
Because we've got builds planned up to the end of the year, I think now.
Oh my God! Which year?
This year, hopefully. Yeah.
Timbo had another thing handed to him the other day. It was
a court order.
no.
Child support bill.
So grabbing this down from the shelf. So one of the planes I used to work on, I'd bought a second set of decals for it. So it's 2 OCU Royal Australian Air Force Classic Hornet, and the last tiger. Well, their symbol is a tiger, so it's like a tiger scheme, and it's a beautiful decal set. So I had one. I bought a second one because they were cheap as, and I gave the other one to Timbo. Should he want to build it at some future point?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I mentioned to the better-looking male, and he said, "No, don't think I'm interested in building one."
Shit, mate. No shit. Ian says, haha, I just bought the Tamir Mark 1 Spitfire as TBG is doing 3 builds at once. Airfix, Edward, and Tamir. Cool.
Is he?
Yeah. Jim says, I've just built a Mark 1 Spitfire. Bob says, for a while I had a fetish for F4U Corsairs from 176 to 1/6 scale.
That's a lot of kits.
Matthew says, I still want to build a tropical RAF plane. Well, the Hurricane I've got is the tropical one. The desert type one.
Oh, look, I'm down for all of it. I've not done a tropical one myself.
What we could do is, rather than do the same kit, is do the same theme. So it could be tropical RAF or something.
It's always a possibility. It's your channel.
Yeah. Who knows?
If I spent less time here, I'd be doing more in my channel. Just saying.
Well, it's your choice.
Shut up.
You're not here. You're not here at gunpoint. Paul says, still not interested. David says, waiting for my Airfix T9 to arrive from Jadlams. Yeah, that looks... Oh, no, stop it.
Isn't that awesome? Isn't that cool? You pop that in, no seam. Oh, how good is that?
I'm turning into a fucking Airfix Spitfire fanboy, and I don't like it.
Oh, no.
It's not good. I'm not an Airfix Spitfire fanboy. I swear it. Although my stash does seem to be slowly getting overrun by Airfix kits. But it does look a nice kit, that.
Yeah, you could do
There's different alternatives. I think that's a wee redundant. Yeah, just a little bit. He says, Bob, 1/6 scale Corsair. Wowzers. Yeah, that's RC territory, isn't it?
Yeah.
June says, voting for anything except the Spitfire. Personally, not interested in them. Okay. We can always do a Hurricane, or like I said, we could do Tropical RF as a theme or something like that.
Good thing about this hobby, there are so many options.
Yes. Or we could do Fighter Command or something. Who knows? Jim says, Bob, a Corsair is great modelling subject too. It is. Stay there. Right.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying putting the Corsair together.
Yeah. Julian says, Jim, redundant we. Are we back to prostates again? I think not.
No.
And Ian's laughing at Julian. And Bob is saying he has an 82-inch span. Hardest part so far has been sheeting the wing over the UC curves in 2 directions at once. Undercarriage curve. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. Ian says, laugh my ass off, Julian. Oh yeah, I forgot he's got a skull. One of the little owlbears is playing with this human skull.
Mm.
Wacky little owlbears.
Yeah. Cute as buttons are.
Until they rip your face off.
Yeah. I like doing these little figures and type things. Let's go for Dark Earth. Ooh, 1 hour 25 minutes.
Already.
Yeah.
Was that you making that noise there, Mikey?
No,
You're shaking paint. Okay, right.
I was tickling Tim's prostate. Sorry. He doesn't know it yet, but
No. You have to hold him down. He doesn't like it.
no. Although he does have a smile on his face when you do it.
That comment just reminded me I need a drink, and I've got a beer here that I haven't opened.
That's just sacrilegious.
What's your pick of the evening there, Timbo?
Tim, can you hear him? There you
Oh.
Yes, my internet's a little dodgy at the moment, so I'm sometimes getting it a bit broken, but I'll fix that. But yeah, Monsuta Okinawa Dark again. So
cool.
Yeah, bloody nice.
Oh God, what happened? I just pressed extra zoomy zoom.
Some.
Yeah.
There's my stubby cooler from when I was working in the science shop.
Oh, can we zoom in on that, please, modders?
Burn it.
No hands.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Stoker's pineapple is your.
Yeah,
that's your symbol. Cool.
Stressed and
God,
depressed.
it's not
Stressed and
upside
yeah.
down.
So I made this on the computer and then used the laser engraver to cut it into a leather stubby. But yeah, stressed and depressed, I thought was an appropriate motto.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
what are they called? I'm trying to remember the Facebook group. Top Pineapple Express.
Oh, Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the pineapple is just a, pretty universally adopted
it's ubiquitous.
thing.
Yeah, like it's a Herc thing as well.
Yeah. Yep. I have had to explain it to some people though, that it's like from the Adam Sandler movie Little Nicky.
Oh yeah.
The routine in hell is the devil makes and then he keeps telling him to get a bigger one, and then he grabs it and he spins it around and puts its spiky end first up Hitler's backside.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just realized you're not supposed to say names.
Oh, it's okay.
It's all right. You cut out a bit anyway.
Yeah, it actually cut out at the appropriate time, so
good.
It worked.
Oh.
Hey, what do you know?
Oh, good.
YouTube being crap actually works in our favour for once. David says, I have a Revel 172nd Mark V Spitfire in its bag. Was given it by a friend along with a Hurricane, which is upstairs. Done. Nice. Tell you what I found the other day. I forgot I had it. A 172nd Dakota.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know. I think. No, I can't remember who made it because it's in a bag. I think
it's made. Is it? It's not the Models for Heroes thing they did a year ago for that museum.
No, I got it from my local modelling shop. They had it on sale for £10.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, yeah, why not?
Oh my God, this is lovely.
I seem to be building a lot of aircraft lately. I'm not comfortable with that.
Oh, I'm very comfortable with it.
Julian says, my wingspan or arm span is 5'10". According to the Vitruvian Man, it's supposed to be the same as your height. But as I'm 4'8", it really isn't. So what you're saying is you're a knuckle dragger. And as you go along, your arms just drag on the floor behind you.
Actually, Julian, I've never asked, is your wheelchair motor driven, or is it, I don't know.
That's a good point, because if he's doing exercises, that's cheating. Because his exercise is going around the house, doing laps around the house. If he's in a motorized wheelchair, that's cheating.
Well, I wasn't going to be judgmental, but sure. Why not?
I'll be judgmental. I don't care. I don't worry too much about what people think of me. I'm not vain like that, John.
Like that, John?
Bob says, Jim, gotta be a prop-driven one. No jets in my world.
Okay.
I think he's on about planes.
Yeah.
Not wheelchairs. Have you ever seen the jet-powered wheelchair?
No.
It's really cool. When I was doing A-level engineering, my chosen subject to do my essay on was the jet engine.
Yeah.
The evolution of the jet engine. And one of the chapters I did on it was about jet-powered wheelchair. It's really cool. It is as crazy as it sounds, and there's no like extra safety precautions. They literally just strapped a jet engine onto the back of a wheelchair.
So I mentioned this at the dinner table tonight. They were talking about, my daughter Leah mentioned most things are discovered by accident, as in they're trying to sort something else out and they stumble on something or other. And I've probably mentioned this before, but it's so good that I'll mention it again. It's not my joke, but I think it's bloody brilliant. Frank Whittle invented the jet engine because prior to World War II, he was posted to Brisbane in Australia for about 2 years or so. And once he moved back to the UK, he was missing the Australian conversations and the accent and everything else. So he built a machine to replicate that. So he'd start it up and the thing would go, oh! And when it shot through the side of his workshop one day, he realized that he may have stumbled onto something else.
So what you're saying is Australians sound like air raid sirens.
Oh, it can do. Like, there's a thing is, who do you think you are? One of our comedians is walking around Malta. But, he said he heard an Australian around the corner of the next block, because knew it was Australian straight away because she was saying, oh, yeah, nah.
And going boing, boing, boing around the room. Jim says, Okinawa Dark, does that make you want to lead a bonsai charge? David says, picked up some Vallejo Dark Earth for the Whippet while out in Cardiff Saturday. Nice. It does look a lot better than the green. And it's
more accurate. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I had
John painted his green and then realised I was right.
No, I knew you were right, but I wanted to go with a darker green because, I know they were Dark Earth. I just wanted a little bit of difference between the Mark IV and the Whippet.
Yeah.
No. I believe in you, Mikey. No one else does, but
yeah, at least he does. Jim says, Bob, I was referring to the World War II version of the Corsair. Bob says, correct. There can only be one Corsair. No A7s for me.
A7's not bad.
David says, John, that Victor is looking better each day.
It's a beautiful plane. Like, yes, a better looking male. He does not like the nose, but if it had a
big head,
a different shaped nose. No, it's a wonderful looking plane and it's a really nice kit. So there's that. Thank you, David.
But don't give him a big head, otherwise Bronwyn will have to widen the garage doors to get him out.
Well, she's got to widen them anyway. I do have a Valiant waiting hard on by. Well, I said hard on again. Oh dear.
June says, in school I was a prefect in the 6th year. I think they were taking a piss. I sat with a hand on each wall and yelled, get out, to a horde of first years. Ian says, if Julian is heaving a motorised wheelchair, that's not cheating, that's hench. Not if he's actually just using the controller.
Sorry, that's hench. That's something I'm unfamiliar with.
Hench means he's muscular. So,
well, that's why I wouldn't know it.
Looks powerful. TBG says, hi, everyone. Hi, TBG. We were talking
Hi,
about you
T.
before, TBG.
Yeah, we did.
In a good way.
In the best
Yeah.
possible way.
All in the best possible taste. But yeah, someone was saying that you're doing different versions of the Spitfire Mark 1 builds. Jim says, jet-powered wheelchair, I wouldn't want to be the test pilot. No. He literally just sits there with one of the, those old like moped helmets. They've got no chin
Yes.
piece on or anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
The guy that designed it was riding it in one of them. Because, if you're going at 200 miles an hour, that's really going to make a difference. All it's there to do is to hold the head together.
Yes.
Apart. Stop the egg sort of going all over the tarmac.
Yes.
Ian says, hi, James.
All the red paint, and a big shout out to all our friends at Bryce Norton.
Big shout out to the RAF regiments.
So I had no idea. So you on the group, somebody posted a picture of Paddington spray painting the side of a plane the other day,
Yes.
and I had
Yes.
no idea what was going on. It was only 12 hours later or so when I Googled it and just sort of came across a video, and went, "Oh my god, how did that happen?"
Yeah. But the thing is, they didn't just get in and spray paint a Voyager. They got in and rode round on bloody electric scooters.
I know. So that was the initial thing that I had seen, followed by that one.
Yes.
Welcome to Breeze Norton. And then there was, me and Timbo saying, yeah, g'day, it's a journal photo. And then that one, a patch, the Battle of Breeze Norton.
Bryce Norton.
Bryce.
Breeze.
So I had
There's
no
no-
idea what it was. Bryce.
Yeah.
Gee, you
It's one of the
English talk
biggest
funny.
airbase in the UK.
Yeah, so
No, we
Paul
should know the
probably doesn't
difference
know what we're
between
talking
Ian and
about.
I.
So our international viewers, what happened is, on one of the biggest UK base, two people broke in and then used e-scooters around the tarmac and filled up the back end of one of the major jet
Voyager
transport
aircraft.
aircraft with red paint and totally stuffed the engine and cost literally millions of dollars.
Yeah. The two Voyager aircraft it was.
Yeah, protesting against a certain part of the Middle East that may not be a country depending on your views.
Yes, that we're not going to go into.
I did not. That's why I sort of shuffled around it.
I know. Don't worry. Bob says, follow the jet-driven Morris Minor out of Scampton once. Biggest tailpipe I've ever seen.
That's what she said.
I mean,
Gary Morris was
I get
based in Scampton. For a time. TVG says, hi, Ian. Julian says, yes, as David said, I have a manual wheelchair. A friend was given a motorized one as a birthday present. Dead within 2 years of a heart attack, I think, from lack of exercise.
Oh,
there
shit.
You go.
Okay.
So basically, you got arms like a gorilla. They're twice as long as what you need, and they're just muscly as hell. Can break someone's head like an egg.
Or you can inspect someone's prostate like never before.
Yes, and make them walk out like John Wayne.
TVG says, or in a wheelchair. One of the two.
Yeah. TVG says, Julian having the flying bed instead was as a wheelchair. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a jet-powered shed as well, didn't they? TVG says, would the Valiant have stress corrosion, John?
No, I don't think it will. However, I have got a part for that, which probably no one's seen, so I'll show you that, TBG. I'll just get it down while you keep going through the comments, Mikey.
Okay. The better looking Mally says, someone recently told me that the Valiant was super ugly. Yes, I do talk to myself. TVG says, yes, I am for my insanity, Mikey. Yes, it sounds like a fun project. But I've got my shelf that goes around the corner of my room, and I'm just acutely aware that it's quickly being taken up by Spitfires and airplanes and a dragon and a motorbike.
Yeah. And some strand beasts.
Well, it will be soon. But yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 aircraft on there. On that shelf. I think I might get rid of that 132 Albatross though. It takes up too much space. And I did a crap job on it. So.
Fit these in. So, yeah, the Valiant is larger than a Victor.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. How many more comments have you got? Lots? I can wait.
No, 2.
Okay.
June says, one of the first years came up to me and said, "Why should I?" I grabbed his tie, pulled him to my height, and replied slowly, "Because I said so," and then let go. Funnily enough, they left.
No, I think, no, what he said was, if you go back to that, what he actually said was, "Because I said so." See,
Yeah.
punctuation matters. And then he let go.
Yes, but you wanted me to hurry up, so. June says, "Evening, Paul." Or if John wants to be pedantic, "Evening, Paul."
That wasn't capitals. I am being pedantic.
Yeah, but
all right, so Valiant. So this is the FX70 second scale Vickers Valiant. And what I have is a company, apparently, the guy who did this, Ali Cat, is, I think Steph knows him, our friend of the channel, Steph. I think this guy has I think he's got some medical health issues, so he doesn't do this anymore, but this was available, so I got it. So Vickers Valiant wings and tail upgrade set for Epics. So what it is a big chunky resin fin, right? And this corrects a detail. Now, the thing is, if I hold it up against the actual kit one, you can see the difference. There isn't any. So if I go in front there, the difference is the length of the that pipe there. So I probably won't use it because there's not much to correct, is there?
No.
However, the main issue I think is these vortex generators. This one has just little sort of dots there. You can hardly see them. But it does have a sheet of photo etch for the vortex generators and one jig for placement. So,
yes.
Where to drill the holes and all that sort of stuff. It also comes with the horizontal stab and the ailerons, and I think these are the fuel dump ports. The thing is, they're all really nicely made, but the difference is so minimal that I may not even use it. But there you go. I think I might do it just because I have it, and otherwise no one will ever sort of see the light of day. So I think I will actually slice a fin off and do it all eventually. We'll see how that goes. It's bloody heavy, so I've got to put an extra lot of nose weight in the front. But there you go. It's really well made, Mr. Alicat, whoever you were or are. Wonderful job. But yeah, I don't know if it's actually worthwhile. Back to the channel.
Paul's waving to Julian. Julian says, "I rang up the graduation gown ones as they did special ones for wheelchair users." Right. This is going to sound awful, but did the wheelchair ones, did they go over like the whole wheelchair stuff? So you look like, what's his face? The guy off Farscape.
Farscape? Oh, I
Rigel.
didn't watch it. I can't remember.
That's how I picture Julian. Turn that down and focus on that. That's how I picture Julian in his gown.
Of course you did.
He rides around on a hover chair. For some reason, that's just how I picture Julian. Sorry, Julian. There you go. I replied, "Think of a brunette orangutan that's been strategically shaven." Lost him laughing. There we go. Dave said, "Also have 2 other 148 scale Spitfire Mark 5s in different liveries finished upstairs." Nice. TBD
Beautiful
says,
planes.
and I've got the TR9 spit to do. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, the new one. Well done.
Yeah.
They do look nice.
The one that I don't want to like because I'm starting to turn into a Spitfire fanboy. Oh, an Airfix fanboy.
Well, if you want to remain on this channel, Mikey, you're going to have to get amongst it.
Listen, gobshite. You listen here. But saying that, it's weird, isn't it? Because I started off not really being interested in Airfix. And Gary Morris started off not being interested in ICM. And now we both interested in them.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
wasn't interested in men. No.
That's taken a whole new tone to the channel.
Yes.
So,
what he
Tim,
said.
Yeah, huh?
how do you feel in being the first one in your family to hear your uncle come out?
Oh, he's known for years.
No, he just thought you were an idiot.
That makes me sound like a victim.
It's okay. It wasn't your fault, Tim. It's not your fault that John's the way he is.
Oh, no.
We don't blame you.
Okay, I missed a bit. I've put some glue down, but I missed a bit, so I need to start again.
Julian says, what was the question again? No effing clue. Yeah, you didn't see that, did you, John?
Sorry, no, I didn't.
When you were talking then about that tail fin, I put up what was the question again. Paul says, you might as well use them, John. Where the hell else are you going to put them?
Yeah, that's true.
Julian says, oh, you could use it. You could use it for a kit bash. Julian says, no, Mikey, the back was shorter, so it didn't catch on the wheels. Bob says, Rigel's wheelchair hovered. It did indeed. TVG says, why didn't you go to graduation as a Dalek? I think he should have gone as Rigel from Farscape. That'd have been brilliant. TVG says, if you have Weebles, Mikey, then you're an Airfix fanboy. Weebles? What the frigs are Weebles? Aren't those little things that used to rock backwards and forwards? You couldn't knock over. June says, Mikey, Bearded Veteran creates what exactly? A mess? Yes. We never claim to be modelers on this channel. We just like to have fun.
Oh, we claim to be modelers, just not good modelers.
Oh, yeah, there is that. Just painting all the rocks on the base. God, it sounds like the army, that, doesn't it? Just painting all the rocks on the base, make them all whitewashed.
Did you know I did that in the Middle East? I wanted to, but I made sure no one else did. We had a thing, a wooden cutout of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and all the rocks underneath it were originally blue but sun faded. So I went back and painted all the rocks again. Made sure I didn't ask anyone else to help me because, you know, it's the sort of thing that would have made it back to Australia in no time. Oh, he's getting me to paint the rocks, you know.
That's because they're weak.
Well, we had, you know, some dignitaries turn up and they thought it was great. So it was, you know, it's well done.
Bob says, or Davros, creator of the Daleks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And TVG says, no, there's a thought with Bob. Bob. So, what are you guys going to be doing with the rest of the day? Obviously, John and Tim are going to be sleeping. So.
Challenge accepted.
I don't know. Probably some housework. Because I told Mum I need a day off from decorating and doing stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like, my back is red raw from the sun the other day doing the garden.
Yeah. See, that's not good.
No. 32-degree weather.
No. No, that's not good at all.
Bit of housework, and then I'll probably just sit and do my cross stitch.
I'm either going to do some more modelling or go shopping. I'm not sure, depending on what Kaylee tells me I'm doing.
Shopping it is.
Yeah, it's great. I don't have anyone to tell me what I need to do for the rest of it.
Yes, that'll change one day.
Maybe.
Mhm.
I'm pretty jazzed about this kit. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, the Mac?
Good.
You.
Yeah, so MAK
Yeah,
is
the
the shorthand
light.
for it, but yeah, Mac is easier to say than machine.
Oh,
and
yeah. Machine and Krieger. Yeah,
German for
it's,
War Machine.
War Machine.
yeah,
See, you
the
learn
art of
something
it
new
is
every day,
really
Tim.
cool.
Oh,
That's the pilot there, and he's got like a little helmet cover that
Oh,
like that.
I know somebody else with a little helmet cover.
Are you talking about yourself or Paul?
Didn't happen if it's not on YouTube.
That's cool. It's like the build is
What,
actually
he's telling you someone's got a little helmet cover.
Let him talk, for God's sakes.
What? Eh? What? I'm doing a you, John.
Gee, I'm annoying.
That's good. It lands somewhere between like your normal scale model and a Gundam. So like it's got a lot of posability and stuff because it'll have a lot of these kind of soft plastic kind of sockets and stuff in there. So it'll all kind of pop together towards the end. But then there's more kind of complex shapes and parts and things that you have to glue together and yes.
I think in 2027 we should do, when we all meet up, we should do some fancy dress or something. And I think Julian should come as Rigel.
All right.
So I think that would just be brilliant.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Rigel
Mikey's
with
Christmas
Dominar.
present for the next couple of years.
I'll go as this guy. I won't have to dress up.
Or as Beaker. TBG says, now there's a thought, Bob. Bob says, Project Dalek, do plans for full-size Davros chair. Nice. Julian says, reminds me of It Ain't Half Optimum. The barracks building all had whitewash stones around them. Yes, it is a punishment that the army used to like to use. Julian says, I'll be seeing if I can stick the tape I bought to the 3D printer bed. Nice. Bob says, Julian, David, anyway, you, probably David, can cruise by car Philly. Postage on Strand Beasts. Cool. Bob says, save postage on Strand Beasts. Okay. So, Julian, David, if you could cruise by car Philly, it'd save on postage. There we go.
So can we go back 2 messages, 2 comments, please?
To which one?
The one that mentions Kafili.
Yeah.
So Jim in Chicago, I don't know if you know, but Philadelphia cream cheese is actually like Kafili cheese. and they get the Philly from Caerphilly or Caerphilly in Wales.
There we go.
There we go. We learn shit every day.
Yeah. Shit being the operative word. Jimmy says 18 watching and 19 likes. Yay! Someone's obviously lubed and subscribed twice. I'm joking, you can't do that. You have to do it 3 times.
Yeah.
Bob says
Like again.
Bob says time and meet to be arranged if feasible. GM says, good day, guys. Finally got the comments to work. Back in Korea now. Was 32 degrees C. Very humid as it's the wet season here. Ooh, sounds horrible to me.
Oh, that's standard.
Not here, it ain't.
No, but you get closer to the equator and these things happen.
Well, you can keep your bloody equator. Julian says, Bob, very kind of you, but I think I'd find a strand beast a bit too challenging with only one hand working properly. I think you'd probably make it work, buddy. David says, okay, Rob, we'll sort that when is best, please. There you go. Strand beasts for everyone. Yay.
Yay. I don't want one. Shut up, you're getting one.
I'm going to see an order now on the merch store, so aren't I? Like 20 bearded veteran crate stickers. Everyone who gets a strand beast gets a bearded veteran crate sticker. That'd be funny.
Don't, because Bob will actually probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that, Bob. Don't do it, King Bob.
King Bob.
King Bob.
Oh, I really need to watch. I haven't watched the new Minions, like the latest Minions one.
Have you not? It's been out ages.
Same with the Despicable Me 4. I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah. You were telling me you haven't watched Avatar 2 yet.
Haven't watched what?
Avatar 2.
No, haven't.
God damn you, girl.
It's worth it. It looks amazing.
It is. I put it on the projector and it was so good.
I'll have a look and maybe watch it tonight.
Hey, the lighting's better. There we go.
I've enjoyed the stream. As you probably watched, I've put the top and one half of the bottom together, and it's starting to get big. But I've got I guess there's another half of the wings to go on yet.
Yes.
But my God, the fit of this is beautiful. It really is. So loving it.
Bob says, okay, sort out as best. Julian says, somebody has lubed and left. Yeah. Bob says, any day, time to suit yourself. Paul says, took my ACW armies out for a cleanup on weekend. Nice.
So, sorry, I'm not familiar with what ACW is.
ACW? I can't remember.
Yes.
Can't remember.
Please advise. Please explain.
Bob says, actually, I'm just east of Caerphilly near the A468. There we go. Joe says, oh, just in time. Dishwasher clogged and I need to Google it since it takes 3 months to get things fixed in Mississippi. See you all tomorrow. See you all tomorrow, buddy.
Thank you, Joe.
There you go. American Civil War.
Ah, cool. Oh, I'd love to see them.
Yeah. Well, Paul joined the Discord, so if you actually bother to get your ass over there, I'm sure he'll post them to show you.
What's Discord?
Even Tim uses the Discord.
I know. I should be on it more.
Because Tim's a good guy. You're just an asshole.
This is great. I've got to come on more often.
You're
somehow making my head even bigger.
That seems to be a family trait.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So apart from Timmy being my nephew, his mum is my sister and his dad is my wife's brother.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So he could be my...
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. It's full on. It sounds Tasmanian.
Gives away the game before we've even got to the end of it. But we love you. You're an asshole, but you're our asshole.
Speaking of which, get your prostate checked.
Yes, Tim.
Why?
Yeah. So today has been brought to you by the KY Jelly. David says we'll sort that out on Discord, Bob. Yeah. Oh, mouse has gone crazy again. I think he's having a seizure of some sort. Right. There we go.
I've clicked
Thank
off.
you, Modest.
No worries.
Right. We're back tomorrow. Are you back tomorrow, John?
I've got nothing better to do, eh?
Okay.
If you don't mind me dropping in, it
That's
gets
fine.
me building. So I'm spending time on the bench.
Tim, as always, you're more than welcome if you want to, buddy.
Now that was a fuck you.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Cool out, everyone.
Correct.
Bye.
Wait.